Hey everybody, RetroPie guy here. Today I want to talk about Wii remotes and light gun controllers again. So we recently put out our tutorial video on how to take a Wii remote and make it into a light gun controller for RetroPie. So since posting that video, we've gotten a whole bunch of different emails from people and everybody's asking pretty much the same thing. Could you take a third-party Wii remote with the Motion Plus compatibility function and turn that into a light gun controller for RetroPie? So I started thinking about this because when I went in and I originally started looking at third-party Wii remote controllers, most of them back then didn't have that Motion Plus compatibility option. And now you can find that pretty easily. You know, if you go to places like Amazon or different websites, you can find that if you search for specifically Wii remotes with Motion Plus compatibility. So giving it some thought, I figured it's worth a try. So I went on Amazon and I purchased 3 different versions of this third-party Wii remote with this compatibility option. So there are 3 different companies that are making this. I tried all of them out and I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is the Motion Plus compatibility does work with RetroPie. However, there is one key element to these controllers that does not give you a good experience. So I want to walk through that today. I'm actually going to demo it just so you can see firsthand exactly how it works. And the goal of this video today is to show you exactly how it works so you don't go out and spend your money and waste your time doing this. Because in theory, it should work, and it does work, but there are some issues. So I'm going to point out the issues here before I demo this. I have the third-party Wii remote with the Motion Plus compatibility option on this, and then I have my genuine, older beat-up Wii remote here. So specifically, I want you to look at the triggers here. Just looking at them, they look exactly the same. This is the genuine one here. So I'm going to do this from the side so you can actually see the trigger and how it functions here. So if I just graze this trigger, you can see that you can hear it and see that it engages. And if I was playing a light gun controller game right now, every time I do this, it would fire. So now I'm going to show you on the third party. So you can see here, just sliding it, it does absolutely nothing. There's no engage. I'm doing the exact same thing with my finger as I was doing on the genuine one. You can see that that's barely moving at all. So I'm going to show you how hard you have to push this trigger in order for it to enable. So I do have this on right here. You can see it's all lit up here. So as soon as I push this in, it should vibrate. So I'm going to show you exactly how far I have to push it in for it to engage. You can see the lights as I do that start to flash. You almost have to push it all the way into the remote itself. You can see, and now on the genuine one, it doesn't even push. I couldn't push it that far in. If I wanted to, I'd probably break it trying to push it in that far. This is the full range of motion on a genuine one. This is the full range of motion on a third-party Wii remote. So the problem is when we put it into our casing here, with the genuine one here, when we slide it in, pull the trigger, you can hear that it's, engaging the actual trigger on the remote. When we do that here, we would have to pull this trigger back so hard in order to make this engage. You can see how hard I'm pulling my thumb back, and it's just barely starting to vibrate. So when we're playing a game here and we're aiming this and we're firing, it's not registering at all. Now, if we took it out of the casing and we were playing our game like this, aiming it at the screen, which isn't fun to do, to, bend your wrist down and try to make this flat so it functions like a light gun, then it works because we're able to control, the range of motion on that trigger and engage it all the way back. But it's not fun to play like that. I don't think you'd last even 30 seconds playing like this. It's not fun at all. The whole purpose of playing light gun games is to use something like this and get that original feel. So I am going to jump into a demo here on my system behind me. All right, so I'm going to use Area 51 again to demo this, just because this is the same game that I use on my tutorial. So I do want to point out, if you look at the screen, I have 2 crosshairs instead of 1. I'm only using this one Wii remote as my light gun controller. Now, this was an issue that I did see on my initial trial of third-party Wii remotes. So the fact that we're having this issue here again is kind of concerning. I think, again, it's just kind of solidifies the idea that third-party Wii remotes are no good. So we are going to get into this. I'm just going to... All right, so you're not going to be able to see my gun here because I have to be a little bit further away, but you can hear me pulling the trigger here. It's just not registering at all. So now if I take it out of here, I'll show you like this. See my crosshairs there, even though there's two of them. I am able to go in here and play like this because I'm able to pull the trigger all the way in. But I'm not able to pull the trigger all the way in on the light gun controller casing here. You know, when I pull that, I would need to pull it back so tight. You know, if I do it like that, I'll show you. You can actually get it so it fires. Maybe not. There you go. So that's me pulling with like all my might here in order to engage that. Granted, I'm not lined up. You can see my crosshairs up in the corner there, so I'm reloading, but that's me, you know, pulling back as hard as I can. You can hear I'm straining to pull it back that hard. So the point is it just doesn't work well. So, you know, regardless of, you know, getting the higher quality Wii remotes, it's just not worth doing. All right, so there you have it. Unfortunately, these just don't work. They don't give you a good experience. You know, that triggers the problem, you know, having to engage it that far in to do anything. Now you could, I guess, feasibly take this light gun controller casing here. If you look inside here, as you pull the trigger, you have this little lever that would engage the trigger on here on your actual Wii remote. You could probably super glue something to that so it, you know, thickens the lever out, and then you would have that much more play when engaging it, but it's just not worth jerry-rigging something together to do that when realistically these are still more expensive than buying a used Wii remote. It's just, you know, the aesthetics of it. It obviously looks better than an older Wii remote, but hey, functionality is more important than appearance, right? And again, putting something in, you know, a casing like this, you're only seeing that top a little bit anyway. So hopefully this helped you guys out. I know everybody's been asking that question the last couple days, so I wanted to give you this video. At least we could demo it, show you exactly how it works, and the fact that it doesn't work will, you know, kind of get you guys to not waste your money and even attempt to, you know, go on Amazon and purchase one of these. So that's going to do it for today. If you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we'll do a whole bunch of different tutorials, gameplay demos, product reviews, and, you know, we'll go over some little things that come up along the way like this here, just to try to help you guys out. So definitely check us out online as well, www.retropieguy.com. Thanks for watching.